There we go. Let's try that again. Hello, everyone. Welcome once again to our monthly COGG Let's Play. I am your host, Caleb Eno, and yeah, I am really excited to get started today. So, this month, first of all, I should apologize. I had some technical difficulties last week, which is when we normally would host a Let's Play. Ran into a couple of things, was able to get it worked out this past week to show you. Because I have a game I'm excited to show you. It's actually a game from somebody within our community. And we're going to start with that, and then we're going to go through a couple of other things. One thing I did want to say is if you noticed the title of our YouTube video today, it is Peggle-Like ? And we're going to have a conversation about what the dash-like modifier that has been showing up a lot for different kinds of games. So I think that's going to be a fun conversation, and we will get into it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people saying hi in the chat. Welcome. It's great to see you all here. If you haven't said hi, say hi in the chat. I love seeing the interactions. Always great conversations in our community. So if you do not know, we are the Central Ohio Game Developers Group. We are a community-run organization in Central Ohio that is all about bringing people together who are interested in the craft of making games. Making games is awesome and really hard. And so it's really beneficial to have a community of people who are all collaborating together in this crazy thing called game dev. What we're doing here is we like to... seeing Wes in the chat saying hi in the chat, literally. He literally said the phrase hi in the chat. Yeah, classic, Wes. Thank you. So what we're doing here today is we like to, as part of being good game designers, one of the things that you have to do is you have to play other games, and you need to actually take a critical eye. Just like in other things like film criticism or theater or writing books, there is an element to which you can engage with and enjoy a particular piece of media at a passive level, where you are enjoying the experience and it's a good time, and that's fine. Like, we all do that all of the time with all kinds of media. But especially in a field where you are trying to develop your own personal craft, it's very important to put work into some of your design and development and that sort of a thing. So what that work looks like is, instead of just passively observing or absorbing your media, it's actually taking it apart and analyzing its various pieces and parts and trying to come up with what is actually working here, why is it working, what's not working, why is it not working, and part of it's creating a vocabulary, part of it's creating awareness, being able to actually pick these things apart and understand what makes a particular game good. And what makes one particular game good is very different from what makes a different particularly game good. Yes, absolutely, like an art study. Studying art, very much exactly the same kinds of things. Pretty much every content creation medium needs to have a little bit of this or a lot of bit of this, where you learn and grow in your craft by studying what other people have done. It's just a really important part of the creative process. That's what we're here to do today. It is going to be a little casual. So it's sorry. I'm laughing at myself. It's a play on it because the games we're going to be playing are a little bit more in the casual kind of space. Yeah. Now, what I would like to start out with, and I'm excited to do this, let's go over to our pre-show here and talk about what we're going to talk about today. So, we're going to look at a couple of games, and it's nice. I'm seeing Duke from Smiling Cat Entertainment is in the chat already. We are going to start out by talking about pachinko. We're going to do that by looking at a game that Duke made called Vintage Pachinko. that was released a while back, 10 years ago. Now, congrats, Duke, on your 10-year anniversary of release of Vintage Pachinko. At least you'll have to clarify whether that was your earliest release. I think I got that right. I did a little bit of research on it, but so we're gonna take a look at that, and then we're gonna look at some other things. We were going to play Peggle, which is a PopCap games game. Y'all are familiar with, I'm sure, a number of various things: Plants vs. Zombie, Bejeweled, others. Unfortunately, and this is an interesting part of the conversation we can have, I was not able to get that game to run on my computer. It had an expectation of some kind of system file that my newer, more modern system didn't have and wasn't able to support, and didn't work. So we won't actually get to play Peggle today, but we'll talk about Peggle. We'll talk about games that are following up on Peggle. So we actually have two other games that we will look at. We'll look at Royal Guard by Wonderbelly and Peglin by Red Nexus, which are both games that are playing in the same space as Peggle and possibly Peggle-Likes, but we'll talk about that. So we'll go ahead and let's jump into our first one here. Make sure I have this all set up correctly. All right. All right, I think I have this configured. We shall see. So I'm actually running this off my phone right now. It is an Android app. It is available in the App Store. Is a genre a collection of likes? That is a fantastic question, and we can talk more about that. Really cool. Like the like game in the chat is fantastic. I love it. All right, so this is Vintage Pachinko. This is by Smiling Cat Entertainment. You can pick this up at your pleasure, both in the Android and iOS stores. Oh yeah, I think Wes is posting the links for us right now. Thank you, Wes. Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and get started. Just show of hands, who hell has played a pachinko machine before, or actually knew what a pachinko machine was before? I'd love to just get a quick run through tally of who actually had played one of these before. I'm pretty sure that I played a physical one as a kid at some point. I couldn't point my finger at a specific moment in time. But this is a very tactile and auditorially satisfying representation, I think, anyway. So here we go. Pretty much you've got one interaction piece, and I'll show it to you right now. So we move the lever over, and as it starts, I'm realizing that might be a little loud. Let's see if I can turn it down some. There. Probably better. So as you move the lever over, there is a pool of these little ball bearing guys. And as you go further over, you see that the speed of the launch of the ball increases. And you'll hear this really satisfying chukunk, 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 chukunk. I have to say, I pull this out every now and then for my kids, and they love watching the experience of just the clinking sound of the ball shooting out and the little scoring sound you're hearing right now. It's just a really satisfying auditory experience. Oh, it's no longer available for iOS. All right. Yeah, so as you go through, basically what your goal here is there's a whole bunch of these little pegs that create different possible traversal paths for your little ball bearing guys, and there's also additional little I I don't know if the right word is hazards, but we'll call them doohickeys. So this one has a series of little spinny guys. So as they go through, they kind of twirl the ball around a little bit and upset its potential path. You also, so where the little green things are, those are your score buckets. So as you're kind of adjusting the speed of the ball launches, you're trying to find places where you can get the ball to drop into those little buckets. And you'll actually see when you get one in, the little red bits on the outside, those will kind of pop open once you get one in, and then they'll pop closed once you get another one. And when they pop open, it makes it slightly easier to get in. So this is the kind of thing where it's really easy to catch on to, but there's also a little bit else going on too. So you can actually achieve what we might call like special goals to get additional points. And also, let's show you what the points are doing. So you'll notice down at the bottom, there's a little number counter, right? And so the Venus flytraps, I love it. Yeah, there's a little number counter. So basically what happens is those are the amount of balls that you have available to you. And if you hit 0, honestly, I don't actually know what hits 0 on this game because I have never done it before. But you, in theory, can run out of balls and then you're done, and presumably you have to start over from there. I think it gives you, I don't remember how many it gives you out of the gate. Duke, you'll probably have to say what. It's been a long time since I started playing this. But they're little additional goals. So yeah, you can see how like there's light up things. There's a couple of them where you have to like if there are buckets where there's like maybe like 4 or 5 depending on the level, and if you get all of those buckets or you hit all of the targets, then you get some extra points and that sort of a thing. But yeah, and then if I like let go here, this is me letting go, slaps back to the end. It's all spring loaded. When the physical ones, I believe they're all like, hard mechanical. So you're actually like, as you're pulling the lever, it's just winding springs and stuff in the background. Yeah, really satisfying experience. It's a lot of fun. And there's a whole bunch of levels in here too. So we're gonna pop out here. Oh yeah, we can you can do vibrate. I have turned that off because I had it sitting down on my desk. It was shaking everything. But yeah, you could do the vibration, so you get that sound. You get the sort of the tactical feel of the balls shooting out. There's a lot of for not being able to have the machine in front of you where you're actually like pulling the lever with your hand and you're seeing everything happen in the physical space. There is so much work going in here to actually being able to feel the experience through the limitations of the phone. And I love all of the work that went into that. Let's see here. Change machine. So we've actually got a whole bunch of possible machines to go through. You'll notice I haven't unlocked very many. But what you do is as you collect balls, you can then use those as currencies to unlock additional ones. So we can go to this cool undersea one. There's this kind of funky. There's a couple ones involving penguins on here actually. Duke, you have to say how much of this was based on just sort of your own thinking, your own design, or how many of them were potentially based on other designs that you saw. Let's see. Pachinko machines. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, the connection with pachinko machines and gambling, the gambling industry. Yeah, it tracks. Makes sense. I mean, you even see a little bit of you see a lot of gambling games today have all of that juice, right? All of the flashies and the sparklies and the zippies. You all know what I mean. And you see a little bit of that in that initial thing. Yeah, so let's see here. Let's just go to this next one here. Now, primarily the core mechanic is effectively the same. You see a little bit of different differences. This is mostly a reskin of that first one. You can see there's a little bit of a different pattern for some of the different pegs throughout the board. Let's actually go to that other one because I think that one has some more interesting things going on in it. I. 'Cause, 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 Peggle was like a combination of pachinko and breakout. Oh, interesting. Okay. So I am. Notice I've gotten myself in a pickle here because the balls are not being launched with enough force to overcome. That's what I'm just gonna give my second here. All right, there we go. Yay! All right. But yeah, it's a very simple idea. It's a simple execution. Just like not necessarily just this game, but just the pachinko in general is as a simple execution. There's some cool spring stuff going on, mechanical stuff in the background, which is fun. It would. I'll bet you could find this. Like if you did a YouTube search, I bet you could find how they were built. Look at their internals and that kind of a thing. That'd just be a fun learning exercise and seeing how some of the stuff was built. Yeah. Designs are fun. Ooh, that was a nice round. Ooh, excellent. I just broke 2,000. I'll probably buy something else. Anyway. So yeah, go ahead. Go pick this up if you got Android. I've had a lot of fun with it. I said my kids like watching it. It's a fun throwback. I would say masterfully captures that vintage feeling really, really well. So it's awesome. Thanks for sharing that with me, Duke. I have had fun with it. This is not the only game Smiling Cat has released. There's a couple of ones out there. Duke, you'll have to drop some other ones. I know Prepare for Warp is on Steam, and that's a fun one. I've played many hours of that one as well. So yeah. So that's Pachinko. So let's talk about that. So the Pachinko machine, obviously, like a simple throwback to a classic idea. And this is one of the things that we do in game design is we talk about where ideas come from and how you evolve those into different things. So obviously, like we have a situation here where there's Pachinko, and it exists as a physical medium. Duke did this awesome job of converting it to a mobile format, so digital format. But now we can also ask the question, what can you do with that in the digital format? What about the digital format of the video game can you achieve that you really just could not achieve in the physical machine? We actually played a game a couple of months ago called The Room. Did I say Switch? Oh shoot, I meant Steam. I meant Steam, not Switch. My apologies. Occupying weird simultaneous places in my brain. Let's see. Train of thoughts. Goodbye. Oh yeah, how do we not only just take like ideas and concepts that are in the physical space, how do we expand upon them? So an example of this is The Room. It's this really neat puzzle box game, and you can go check out our Let's Play from either last month or maybe 2 months ago, where we went through a few of the stages of The Room, which was a lot of fun. That was there's some things that they're doing in there that are just functionally impossible. Like you could not actually build a puzzle box. I mean, you can do really, really fancy things with real world physical puzzle boxes, but they were doing some things that you just literally could not do. Like the puzzle box opens and there's stuff that comes out of the box, but realistically speaking, that would not actually all fit inside the box, but because it's digital, like you can fudge it and then it doesn't matter. Also just the way like certain pieces interlock and certain pieces react to each other. There's just some stuff that you couldn't literally do in real life, but it does a really good job of capturing the feeling like maybe you could, while also taking advantage of the fact that, yeah, you could do whatever. So we have Pachinkos, we have like classic experiences like that, and then what could you do with it otherwise? So Peggle is this game that came out in 2007. Probably that's why one of the reasons why I can't play it. It was also built on a custom engine called the Sexy App Framework, which is apparently a reference, is what the PopCap Games company was originally named before they became PopCap. But We're talking about genres and likes, games that are reflecting the core essential experiences of other games. So Peggle, which is, again, a game that we can't play right now, but it's a game that is, as somebody said, inspired by pachinko and maybe pinball, maybe also Breakout, and a little bit of those, like, what were those ones called where it has all of the, like, bubbles at the top of the screen, and you get colored bubbles and you shoot them and they, like, shoot up, and then if you hit similar ones, they pop, and then the screen kind of, like, drops and you get points and that kind of thing. I don't remember what that game was called, actually. I feel like I should know that. It was this essential idea where you're recombining different kinds of things, and using those to create a new kind of experience. Here's the question. So we're in a world now where the term Metroidvania has existed. Metroidvania, reference to Castlevania and Metroid and the kind of core design principles that they came by. That one is a like without actually using the word like. You have roguelike, so games that were like Rogue. And then you have lots of other ones that are starting to pop up now. So you have... what the Survivors like is one I just recently heard, right? Those games after the style of Vampire Survivors. That's the one we did last month. But you also have Souls-like, this new one of, like, particularly difficult games, right? And so it's emulating the particular combat style mechanics and the challenge of that. So it starts to sort of beg the question a little bit of, what are we accomplishing by using the term like? And I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on this. But I do think we have this word genre that exists. And I have to be careful here because my master's thesis was actually on classification of video games. And that was how I wrote that was my final thesis paper, was on game classification. And I talked about genre and I talked about different frameworks that people use and things. I didn't talk about likes because at the time that the term wasn't used for much other than maybe roguelike. But yeah, so it seems to be that when people adopt that term like, they are collecting that they're collecting a certain set of mechanics or experiential ideas that people are trying to replicate. And this is the thing you see all the time. It's like when that like term starts to pop up, it's usually in conjunction with game gets created, game gets super popular, other people try to emulate a similar kind of experience of the game. Vampire Survivor is a really good example because from a technical implementation perspective, Vampire Survivor is really, really easy to replicate. It's your AI isn't very complicated. Just go toward the enemy. It's easy to create essentially a stat sheet of graduating complexity, and then you can add in the skills and abilities, and those are pretty easy too, because they're all on timers, and the player doesn't have to do anything. So there's it's just an interesting thing to see about how this like moniker is getting thrown around and how it's getting attached to. But here's a question for you, and you can perhaps share your personal thoughts in this. What do you actually think that using the term like in this particular sense is useful, both for you as a player and for you as a developer? How do you react to that as a player? Like if you liked Vampire Survivor, for instance, and you were like, oh, here's another game that's being referred to as a Survivors like, is that going to be something that's going to encourage you to want to play it or not encourage you to want to play it? And then also, as a developer, do you find that you are attracted to the idea of kind of putting your game in a particular bucket like that, like a bucket like that, or is that something that kind of is maybe it's if 500 like versions of a game come out, are you wanting to throw yours into that bucket with them, or are you more concerned about the thing that stands out? Now, here's another thing that's really interesting is that in most of the circumstances where you have likes, there were games that existed before them often that were doing similar kinds of things. And you see this all over the place. I think I might be shooting myself in the foot here with Metroid and Castlevania, because I'm not sure if there were similar style, that Metroidvania style before them or not. That would be something to do some research on. But yeah, I'll have to do some research on that. However, I know for a fact, like Peggle is obviously not the first one to be doing it. Maybe it was the first one to kind of do some of the combinations that it did, but it was absolutely not the first one to use the pachinko style, right? The balls bouncing down and that sort of thing. Clearly not the first one to do it, but the first one that kind of had its own idea. You talk about Vampire Survivor. There was a game, and I forgot to look this up, but there was a game that came out before Vampire Survivor that did a very similar thing. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of stuff in the chat. There's such great conversation going on here. I love it. Give me a second. I'm going to try to catch up. I love Metrovanias too. Soft plug, maybe hard plug, I don't know. It was Hollow Knight. If you haven't played it, please play it. I loved Hollow Knight. It was so wonderful. And then you can watch the Let's Play, because we did one on that too. Bust a Move, Snood, Bubble Witch. Okay, yeah. That's coming back to me a little bit. I think Bubble Witch maybe I played at one point. Platform adventure. Yeah, see, this is an interesting part of that conversation, right? So we talk about Metroidvania, but what we usually mean is we mean that combination of platform adventure. Usually also traversal is a really critical part of the Metroidvania playstyle. And so you see clearly that there are things that you could get to later, and then eventually you unlock the ability to get to them. What was that game? Blaster Master. I think that was later in the NES era, but Blaster Master was a really great one also in that particular style. There were a lot of good ones in that style. It's a nice style. Let's see. What else is going on in the chat here? Everything is inspired from something. Yeah, it's always an interesting creative philosophical conversation. Are there original ideas? Here's the thing I'm going to throw out there, and this was actually in my thesis paper. So we use the word genre in most fields of creative endeavor. But what I notice is that in video games, we tend to use the word genre not in a way that is actually common to most others. When you talk about genre in film or writing, you're usually talking about something like adventure or action or horror or romance or sci-fi or fantasy. You're talking about the sort of narrative, thematic conventions around a particular story that is being told. That is frequently, and sometimes it can be a little mechanical, because if you're talking about a Shakespearean play versus, say, like, a modern Broadway show or something. There's conventions about how those are enacted and how the words are written, how the phrases, iambic pentameter versus, a typical musical bouncing back and forth between prose and music and that sort of thing. So there are some conventional, you might say, mechanical things as a part of the usage of the word genre, but in video games, when people talk about genre, I have found, at least in my personal experience, that people almost never refer to the game's thematic components. They're almost always referring to the mechanical components only, which I think is fascinating. And there are reasons why that might be good or bad, but it does seem to be often the case. You're talking about, we talk about the genre of shooters or the genre of Metroidvanias. But you can have a Metroidvania, mechanically speaking, in a plethora of genres. I think that's an interesting point of discussion. A lot of good conversation about Metrovanias. Blaster Master was tight. Another soft plug. So actually, there was a company, and I'm forgetting their name. It's just dropped off right there. That actually remade Blaster Master, and then they made 2 more. So that you can actually find a classic Blaster Master series, 3-part series that is like modernly made, that were great. I loved them. They were so much fun. Blaster Master 1, 2, Blaster Master 0, Blaster Master 0, 1, 2, and 3. I loved them. Please feel free to play them. Way forward. Okay. Also, there was this bonkers Blaster Master game on the PlayStation in 3D, and it was wild. I didn't even actually play through all the way of it. I think I got through like the first or second section of it. Anyway, Blaster Master, I'm a big fan. Love it. There was this Worlds of Power, like 99-cent paperback book. They made a whole bunch of these for a bunch of different video games. Blaster Master, I had that one growing up. Anybody else read any of the Worlds of Power ones? There was a good Mega Man 2 one in there. Blaster Master, a couple different Nintendo games had Worlds of Power. Like those classic, probably poorly written, but yeah. Okay, good point from Duke there. I feel like the generally accepted list of genres for video games is very dated and does not reflect how games have evolved. I think that's true. There's both in terms of like how they've evolved technologically, but like the way we interface with games is also very interesting. How that has changed. I mean, we still have controllers, but even if you talk about the modern controller versus like the old school controller, or even like the arcade cabinet controller, has evolved in a lot of ways that are kind of interesting, and not even to mention VR. Anyway, I feel like we should jump into the next game here. Okay, so we talked about Peggle-like is a phrase apparently that people do use. It made enough of an impact, enough of a splash for people to feel like they could use that as a term to reflect the kinds of games that they were trying to make. And what we're going to play next is Round Guard. Wow, Rogue. A roguelike Peggle-like. There we go. So the Round Guard is developed by Wonderbelly Games. They built it in the Unity game engine, and lots of conversation about Unity right now. There's been some really great conversation about that on our Discord. If you want to go check that out, I won't talk about it here, but you can move over to the Discord channel and talk about that. But that was released in March 13, 2020, which, if you are thinking through recent history, March 13th, 2020 was probably a phenomenal time to launch a casual game like this. Because that is the moment, I mean, unless you were planning to go to conferences and push it, but which they probably were, but like probably a really great opportunity for them to be like, hey, stuck at home because of a global pandemic? Here, play this game. So I hope that did well for them. We're going to go ahead and get into it and play it. Coming to a little bit of boop, and turn that on. All right. I should probably switch to headphones so that we're not getting double audio here. Just a second. That's better. All right. COGG Discord link in the chat. Fantastic. Let's see. I'm going to read the chat here a little bit. Ooh, different worlds. Each part of the game is a different genre. Ooh, I like that. Please make that game. Yeah, a good note from PJC about genre being a classification tool that does change from media to media. So we have, for instance, theater, comedies, tragedies, and dramas is a different classification system, which you could in fact use to describe video games or movies or books as well. And it's like a valid classification system. So yeah, genre is not hard and fast by any means, and it is used. There are different axes for genres and how things are classified, and it is generally speaking very useful if people have a common understanding of what genres are, and you're able to use a particular genre term to reference something to somebody else. It can be really useful for recommendations. Say, hey, you like this kind of genre? Well, here's this other thing that is in the similar genre. It can be really beneficial for criticism, because then you can have sort of a common lexicon of like, these are the tools that make a good comedy. And so we can talk about what makes a good comedy and what doesn't. So yeah, it's absolutely useful tool. Don't get me wrong at all. It's interesting to see how the term genre has adapted and changed to video games, and specifically like video games, like how that word has been used within the context of video games has changed too. I mean, if you consider the fact that video games have only been around for 70-odd years, there's like so much evolution that has happened already in how we talk about games, and there's going to be so much more. I mean, I know it feels like there's a lot of things established in the industry. It's the largest industry in terms of dollars, right, in the entire world in terms of entertainment, but it's so young. And there's so much scope, and there's so many interesting things left to be explored. So, I think we have cool things coming, and we have hard things coming too. It's like every creative industry, right? Yes, combining dissonant genres. Great point, Adam. Crypt of the Necrodancer was a really cool combination of the rhythm and the roguelike classification genres together. It was so successful that they got to make a Zelda version of Crypt of the Necrodancer, which that's pretty cool. All right, let's get into Round Guard here. Please feel free to continue having your discussions in the chat. I'm just going to pick this one up so we can play a little something. I haven't actually played this yet, so let's get into it and see what happens. Creepy little gremlin guy. Ledger D. Main. Castle Springbottom is under attack. The king is missing and his riches are in disarray. Probably said something like, the king is missing, his riches are in disarray. That's where you come in. Gather the gold, save the king. Hurry to your audition. The bookkeeper will help you learn your part. The warrior, the rogue, the wizard, the druid. Let's go with standard warrior just as a first run. The president's daughter has been kidnapped on a plane, right? Or lost in New York or something. All right, just what we need. Ooh, a deep classification system for games could easily be as complex as our classification system for animals. Fascinating. All right, the castle's crawling with monsters. If you're going to save the king, you'll need to clear them out. All of them. Your attack number, do that much damage to them. So, Sir Billiard Shakespeare. That's clever. Because Bill, William, Billiard. Yeah, anyway, I like that. I appreciate that. All right, so this is going in that basic mechanic that we were talking about, the pointing and shooting back and forth kind of thing. So. Ooh, cushions. I love it. All right. An inspired performance. All right. Okay. Has anyone ever heard of the mechanics, dynamics, and aesthetics framework? That was one I did as was part of my research. My paper was I read through their analysis and their construction of a genre classification system, and I think the mechanics, dynamics, aesthetics was a good point that could be expanded on more. I thought there were some valuable things in there. All right, so healing health potions. Special skill, spin attack. We talk a lot about tutorials on this game, or on this channel, because we are not typically playing the game later in the game. We usually start at the beginning, and so you get a chance to see the tutorials. I won't spend too much time on it here. What do you think? What do you think of this tutorial? I'm curious of your thoughts. Let me know in the comments. Oh, I see. Okay. Ooh. Oh, nice. I'm proud of that one. Ooh, I landed on spikes. That's unfortunate. Huzzah! Oh, and you can land in different piles of gold at the bottom and get different rewards. Okay. Thanks for your thoughts, Clarissa. I think that this was short enough that it was okay. I do tend to get lost when there's lots of text, though. Sometimes the experience of it, and actually this did all right. The text was colorful and interesting and relatively short, and it actually got you to do things intermittently. I would put it in the camp that it was a little bit hand-holdy. It is a casual game, so I'll give it a little bit of leeway there, but gird your loins. Going to Act 1. All right, here's our first actual real level. Okay. They have 30 health each, and there's a treasure box. Oh, that is a mimic. Oh, no. Oh, that's unfortunate. I actually landed on the cushion for once. That's nice. Let's see. Okay, let's get this guy. Yeah! Killer Joe. Equip. Okay, so you get 2 skills. I see. Left and right arrow. Okay, gotcha. All right. So there's a map. Oh, you know what? This is a roguelike. Oh, okay. This is a conventional multiple choose your own path roguelike. You know, thinking about tutorials that introduce mechanics over time, the classic example of this, right, is Portal, which is effectively a game that is just one really long tutorial. Let's see here. Let's just go down. Tell you what, I played not all of it, but quite a bit of the Portal, 2-player Portal, and some of the puzzles in that are just bonkers. Has anyone ever tried the Portal, the lab, the Portal labs where you can like make your own levels? I fiddled with it briefly one time. Yes, cute is a word that you can use for the companion cube. Gift giver bearing gifts. Gallant and glorious heroes. Okay. Defeat 10 skeletons. Alright. There we go. Let's see if I can bounce off between these two. Can I do it again? Nope. Very nice. I think my character just died. The Wheel of Wonders. The goblins in this game look like angry Yodas. Yes. Oh, wow. Okay. This week's Best Gold. Big show. All right. Okay. I am number 203. Spin. Oh, so this is the meta game. Sort of. Ouch. Daily puzzle. Okay. Relics. Okay, so this is part of the meta game here. Yeah, a lot of roguelikes, I call it the meta game, but it's basically like the meta progression. So within a particular run, you have a particular progression, and then if you die or the run completes, then you lose all of that progression. But when you have games where you are able to unlock abilities behind the scenes that then carry between runs, I call it the meta progression. All right. Easy mode. I don't need easy mode. Where's my Souls-like mode? Let's try a different character. Let's go with the rogue. More magic points, less health. Double jump. Oh, interesting. Okay. And you get a new tutorial. I'm skipping through it because, yeah. I see. Ooh, that's actually really cool. I love that. I like that a lot. Yeah, I really like that. That's great. Oh, and you can do it more than once? Oh, probably like, okay. I'll have to test this out a little bit. But I like that a lot. Okay, so... Oh, that one was enraged. Oh, yeah. I feel really good about that one. Those guys are all enraged. What do you think these drums are? I guess they just bounce. They don't actually go away. Okay, got it. All right. Oh, they gave me a slow motion on the finish. That's very nice. Oh, you can't use your double jump in that last scene. All right. Drums make music. I love it. Hold the aim release to throw a 5 damage vulnerable bomb. Yes, let's do that. Oh, I was out of mana because it uses mana every time. That's what it was. Okay. That looks a little dangerous, being honest. What is that? That is a... Come on, hang on for it. Ah. Okay. I'll bet it's available on the Switch. If this is, I'll be very surprised. Oh no. Oh, and I didn't make it back onto the platform. Oh well. Let's try this one. Youch. Alright, I'm gonna... Yeah, grab pots on the way out of the level. That's a good idea. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. I'm not going to do that. That didn't work. Oh well. Foo. Let's try this. I missed! Oh no! Oh boy, I'm struggling. I'm sure this is very painful for y'all. Bounce up. There we go. Oh, that didn't work. Oh, well. Ooh. I got a poison attack. I think I should equip this. Okay. This looks like a boss level. Let's see, can I grab this on my way out? Shoot. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that on my way out. That didn't work at all. Execution, very poor. All right. I think if we bounce down into here, we're going to be okay. Ouch. Come on. Come on. Work with me here. Ah, foiled. Okay. Okay. Let's do this. Could have been better, but I'm happy with the result. Yeah, the slow-mos. Okay, so let's talk about this a little bit. The slow-mos, I thought when the first one happened, it was because I was perfectly going to finish off the last guy in the level. But it actually isn't. It slows down when you're within a certain radius. So you could miss and you could not make it. I like that. Oh, no. Oh, and he misses. Okay. There's a potion. Looks like a new weapon, maybe? Dark Dagger. Attack plus 12. Make a random enemy vulnerable when another dies. Okay, we tried the poison. Let's try this. And let's grab one of these mana potions on the way out. I need some health here too. Gosh, I hate spiders. Why is it always spiders? Oh, and there's spider eggs too. I am poisoned. I tried. Yes, I know. I have a status effect. I'm in danger. Let's try this. Okay. And I'm poisoned again. Ooh, I'm poisoned for a lot more. Get those mana, get the mana. Yes. Always too far away. Oh, you know, I should have gone up. Give myself another shot. Okay. Let me see. I'm gonna try this. Ha. Alright, fairly happy with how that went. Which I'm probably still poisoned. The +10 attack for each enemy that dies this turn. Interesting. don't know. I kind of like the one I have. I'm gonna keep what I got. What do I need more? Mana or health? Let's start with the mana. Okay. I don't think that actually got me any better off than where I was. Or spiders. This is the path of spiders. Yes, I absolutely forgot about your glorious gift. Do you have to equip that every single time? Alright, I'm gonna get these. Or I guess I will get one of those. That was entirely accidental. Let's see. I don't want this health. Can I just graze by the health? Ouch. Okay, then I get both of these. And get poisoned again. No! Come on! Save me! Alright. So what I really need is that mana. And man, I can't get it, can I? Health is looking real low, isn't it? Well, I think I might be about to die. I think I'm gonna die. Okay, this is my first armor. Assassin's Robes. 100% chance to evade next hit when an enemy dies this turn. Let's do it. Okay, and let's do this. Let's get some mana. Oh, I got 2 mana. And I got poisoned again. Shoot. I have an 18 health now. Fudge muffins. I think this is probably the end of the road for me. Oh, man. Okay. Safe landing. Okay. It might, That is exactly what I wanted to happen. That is not, though. Okay. I can work with that. Let's do this. Okay, that didn't really work. That's all right. Figured this out. Okay. All right. Gotta get rid of that poison. All right. Oh! Let me see if I can land. Ah, no. Okay. This is pretty fun. I gotta admit, like, there's some good stuff here. I landed on the cushion. Why didn't it work? A magical moment. No, don't fall all the way over there. Arrow shoot. You know, I completely forgot that I had a smoke bomb, but the double jump is just so useful. And that it's so useful that I feel like if I were to play a different character who didn't have the double jump by default, I'm gonna have a hard time because that is so useful. Let's do the arrow. Replace the smoke bomb, and let's see if I can get that health. Okay, got the health. I'm sure we'll go somewhere eventually. There we go. Je ne sais quoi. Do they have the skills to pay the bills? Let's see that gold. Yeah, I don't know. All right, am I gonna make it? Nope. Nope. Ain't gonna make it. Okay, landing between the tubs. Actually, so I paid attention to one of the levels a couple steps earlier ago, and it looked like what happened was if it either took too long or if it looked like I was going to land in a spot where there wasn't a jug, it very significantly increased my bounceability, so then I bounced into one of them. So I'm not entirely sure what the metric is that they're using to determine when to do that, but it definitely happened. Like it increased the bounceability, maybe even sort of routed me intentionally into one. Did our hero clock in today without one of these? Unlocked the treasure scarab. Spawns in each room. Hit it for 5 times gold. Oh, all right. Let's see if I can make it through this level. We'll try the mini boss just to kind of see what they're doing there. Chant a powerful magic. Give it a bump. It'll boost the gold payout to anything hit afterwards. But it only works for the one turn. Interesting. Okay. Oh, hey, look at that. So I was looking at the top left and right there. If you use the right hand trigger, it will increase the speed of everything if you want to more specifically set up what you're trying to do. So let's do this. I'm going to actually hit the scarab. And... oh, I'm in trouble. Gah, all right. Well, that was pretty significant. Not exactly what I was going for, but okay, I'm gonna try to hit these. Still poisoned. It's really frustrating. I am really flirting with my low health here. Ah, okay. We're hanging in there. That was great. I felt great about that. That was awesome. I like games that are all about the kind of like experiential feel thing, when it feels like everything aligns together. And it's all about like designing for those is difficult because it's a lot of it's incidental, but you basically to like create the right conditions where if you pull it off, it can like chain together really nicely. That's a more difficult thing to make feel. It's like the player to feel that, but that felt like that, and that was really good. It's actually we talk about it in terms of flow, right? So if you hear like an academic definition of flow, you get one axis is challenge, one axis is mastery. So as your player increases in mastery, you want to match their challenge. And you can do that by a lot of different vectors. You can do it by providing more challenges, or you can do it by creating more depth to the experience, more depth to what their choices are. If you run into a situation where the player has more mastery than the challenge, they get bored. If you run into a situation where the challenge is above their mastery, it gets frustrating. So when your player loses, you want them, like in an ideal flow state, you kind of want them to be like, man, if I had just done a little bit different, I could have won. Or if your player wins, then they're like, oh, I just pulled that off. And that kind of gives you that flow rush, you know. Double damage of your ranged attacks. I'm going to keep what I got. And I'm gonna hit this on my way out. Okay, but we wanted to make sure that we're gonna go down here. Please, go down there. Uh-oh. Okay, so here's our situation where we were stuck, and then they kind of kicked us. Gave us a little kick to get us into the bucket. All right, here we go. You can't stand the hit. Get out of my kitchen. Ooh. Hold shift to get just the right spot. Oh, very interesting. So you can get really, really precise. So you can use shift in the mouse wheel to aim very precisely. Actually, I like that. That would not have been something I would have necessarily thought out of the gate would have been useful, but I'll bet that was the product of a good play test. Man, if I could like get myself I'm about to have a bad time. I recovered. Let it be known. Let it be heard that I recovered my health from that whole madness. Wowzers. All right. And now I might be dead. Yeah, I think that was it. And if I lose this wheel again... Hey, I'm 186. It's not too bad. I think I did it. I think I got one. Permanent +1 attack when an enraged enemy is hurt. All right. So that's that one. I want to go take a look at another one. Go here. I'll swap us here. Pull up the next one. All right, what are your thoughts about that? How Round Guard came together, especially as a like genre piece, we'll say. The design certainly kept you on your toes with the health, especially like tracking your health. Yeah. Let me know if it's on the Switch. I'd be curious to find out. All right, here's the next one. I'm actually gonna. Okay, so this is goes back to combining dissonant genres. Yeah, roguelike, traditional RPG elements. Yeah, okay. Let's do this real quick. Yeah, so that one was Round Guard that we were just playing, and that's by Wonderbelly Games. The next we're going to take a look at is Peggle-Likes. Obviously, like in the title, it is intentionally playing, and I think this is even the one that had in its Steam description a Peggle-like. It's intentionally playing with the Peggle formula, or the balls bouncing around pegs style game. This one's by Red Nexus. All right. I think I clicked on the wrong thing. All right, here we go. Before we do that, I'm going to drop the volume on this just a little bit. Peggle-Likes, jack of all trades, access to almost all orbs and relics. Yeah, let's just go with the standard. Would you like a boost? Round Guard is on the Switch and is currently on sale for 3 more days for a little over $6. Would you like a boost? So beckoning crit. Your aim is longer and displays an additional bounce. Peggle start with bombs. I mean, bombs are great. I like this one though. 2 unicorn iron. Okay. They are making a similar decision. I wonder if Peggle did this too. If Peggle also had progression through a split map like that. Okay. Oh, look at this. Okay, so what we have here, you see this sometimes in casual games, right? Where they've got a more traditional RPG style thing. So if you look at the top quarter of the screen, it's got a old school Final Fantasy style enemies on the grid. There was actually, what was that, like pen and paper dungeon maybe or something? I have to go back and remember what it was. But there was a game that was like one of those, you have to like swap blocks to create 4 in a row or whatever to do different attacks. Similar kind of thing. The title of the current game is Peggle. P-E-G, Peggle, P-E-G-L-I-N. I'm going to click over here. Can't, because that's going to launch the... Here, there we go. Peggle, yeah. P-E-G-L-I-N by Red Nexus Games. All right. So, this is really interesting to compare these two, because if you look at this, they gave us very little tutorial, right? So no pop-ups, no conversations, no dialogue. There's a little bit of a brief description of the character. There's a little bit of a brief description of an additional bonus situation, but they have given you basically nothing. That's pretty incredible. Just as like a comparison between the two of them, I'm curious to see how this is going to go. So I'm going to try this. I don't really know what anything is going to do, so let's find out. That's coins. All right, we got coins. Huh. I liked that. That was a good series of feels. All right, let's try this. This is going to be good. Or not. That did nothing. They're getting closer. The dagger does very little attack damage as a rate attack, but is incredibly strong on a critical hit. Here's some tutorialization. Okay. So we're starting to figure some stuff out. So on the left side, we have what the attacks in order are. So Pebble Ball, no special effects. Regular damage is 2. Special damage is 4. Current, we have the Dagorb. And very weak regular attack, massive damage on crit. So we know we can get a crit by doing this. Dang. Well, that's a little unfortunate. Let's try this. Okay, so you have to hit the orbs in order for you to do an attack. Do a damage. Come on, Caleb. Come on. I'm finding it difficult to aim a little bit, actually. Ooh. Now I'm starting to get attacked. Let's try. Yeah, what's that R do? Let's see. Ooh, okay, there's one of these bombs. I was curious about these. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get it, though. Oh. Okay, got the dagger again. Oh, okay, here's our saving grace. I just discovered that I can use the keyboard keys to navigate. That is considerably more useful. Because there's other things that you can click on the screen, and the mouse was starting to kind of get in the way here. It's my inventory, so... Okay, the inventory is just that. Let's try this. Space to fire. What? Okay, it looks like I have only 3 enemies left. Let's try this. Let's try that one. Oh, the R restores... Oh, interesting. Okay, the R restores the level. I got 2 criticals that time. Very nice. These guys are a lot tougher. And I'd love to hit that bomb. 112! Outrageous. Okay, I gotta get a crit on this one because it's way more powerful. This is it. This is the moment. Okay. Do that. Come on. So some initial thoughts. This is a very different experience. And I'm a little astounded, I'll be honest. I didn't think it was going to be this different of an experience. From a player's perspective anyway. The kind of the goals of what you're trying to accomplish is so different. As the playing field matters, but it doesn't matter. It's basically like there is a different goal for what you're trying to accomplish than what was in Round Guard, almost entirely. Like you're still trying to hit a couple of special points, but the way that plays out in kind of what you're trying to hit, what the consequences are like falling, is totally different. So if you fall and you time things to hit the mattress in Round Guard, that's really important. That's a very critical piece of the experience. This one doesn't really matter where you fall, at least so far. It doesn't matter where you fall. What matters is what did you hit before you fell. It's just a totally different gameplay experience. I really appreciate that. I think this is a good case study example because we're dealing with a fairly similar set of mechanical structures, but even has like the roguelike element and it has health. It has a lot of things that are going on that are the same. But because of the goals, like what you actually want your player to accomplish, are different, and the barriers that are put in place to either allow them to or prevent them from being able to do those things, it's a totally different experience, and I love that. I'm actually gonna move me up here because realizing that is in the way. Yeah, this was really, really interesting. Let's see. Critty ball. Okay, so is this deck building? Are we going to add stuff to the deck? Okay, this is really interesting. Every attack is a crit. Convert every 8 to that. Doesn't activate hit. When an attack makes good. Applies infection. Salt Orb upgrades each hit. Massive damage on crit. Multi-ball. I like the sound of that. Can either upgrade an orb or heal. Okay, so I got 60 gold. So that, okay, the gold matters in the run. I'm gonna heal myself, upgrade an orb. I want to get this. Add that. And I might heal myself too. Ah, here we go. Here we go. Fire. Okay, so that's a little confusing, I'll admit, though, because there's an element to which landing in the fire, I mean, obviously that's bad. But the skulls and the red pits don't look particularly great either. Oh, that's in reference to what path you were going to take on the... Okay. And this is totally different. Like, completely different. What? Wow. Okay, this is... You know what this is reminding me of? A little bit? Undertale. And I don't... Just because of the way that kind of your playing board and the juxtaposition of the characters, and I'm just beginning to think of what all of the possibilities are on what you could do on your playing board. No. Round Guard and Peggle were not made by people in Ohio that I'm aware of. But the first one made by Smiling Cat was. Yes. Oh, nuts. I won already. Well, that was a surprise. I don't have enough gold to do anything. Wow. Okay. It's shaped like a bat. I like that. Okay, okay. All right, all right. Let's see here. Give me that sweet bomb. Give me that sweet bomb. Ah, yes! I wonder why that bomb hasn't happened yet. Aces. Let's try this. Nice. Upgrade an orb. Yeah. I don't have any idea what those mean. Yeah, so it's got RPG, it's got deck building. This is just a really this is a really fascinating combination of stuff. Oh no, the fire! From seemingly nowhere, an inferno ignites a circle around you. There are two fireballs bouncing and circle around each other in the center of the ring. Grab the fireballs, dash through the flames. Let's do this. As hot as expected. When they cool, their energy flows through your legs. Stow them safely and shatter. Your hands are worth the wear, but the circle of fire has subsided, allow you to leave freely. I presume I now have fireball orbs? Maybe? See if I can get to that treasure box down there. Ooh. Oh, and I got fire now. Great. Okay. Look at all those bombs in there. Okay, we gotta get ourselves some of those bombs. Oh, not what I was expecting. A little bit. Yeah, get the bombs. Get the bombs. Well, that was a thing. That was satisfying. All right. Okay. Let's do this one. All right, I'm gonna try and... No, not what I wanted. Alas. Oh well. Just gonna try and get that treasure chest, but I guess there's some more down here. Bombs. The bombs were pretty great last time, so... Give me that bomb. Yeah, crit on my bombs. Okay, more bombs. Man, this is remarkably satisfying. Oh, look, he got knocked over, but his health restored. Interesting. What? Come on, up. Ooh, that was not a place to... Oh, I launched 2 of them. Can add another dagger orb. Can add a splat orb. Rubber slime to every... Extra bouncy and are durable. I like the sound of that. What's this one? Grants 1 spiness after attacking. Spinessi? I have no idea what Spinessi is, but... The bard in me is tempted, but I'm going to go with the splat. This seems like an interesting... Let's upgrade another orb. One of these fire orbs. Let's do it. Yes, treasure chest. Let's do that. No, come on. Treasure chest. Take a relic. The decoy orb. Enemies don't get their extra turns for your first reload. Training weight. Whenever you gain minuscule, gain 1 additional. The decoy orb is cute. Okay, I think we're gonna try and... Oh. Oh man, I didn't get the bombs and I got the skull. Lose. Ooh, I love it. Oh, that was great. Oh man. What a cool experiential thing they've got going on here. Like, again, I cannot reiterate, like, the difference between these 2 games. I'm honestly a little... Surprise is almost too strong of a word, like too weak of a word. I'm just genuinely impressed with how different the experiences are. And both of them are fun. Like they both have things that are going really well for them, that are interesting, that are engaging in their own way. Yeah, man. I think maybe for of the two of them, I think I'm enjoying this one more, just because I like the more minimalistic approach. I like the, I don't know, the feeling of the balls bouncing around inside of the little area there. I really like that experience. I'm trying to get to that bomb in the middle there, but I keep doing that, and that's... Yeah, Duke, big thanks for recommending these. This is a very fun genre theme to explore for this. All right, give me that bomb. Oh, that's right, you have to hit it twice. Oh, I just missed it. I think I got it this time. Give me that bomb. Okay, bomb. Yes! I'm just gonna heal. That's gonna be important. And now I need to... What's the map say? But I don't know, but I'm gonna have to face something at the bottom there. I think I'll be able to get to it. I have confidence. Let's see, can I get that? Try that. Find a clearing with a strange tree directly in the center. This is straight up D&D. I love it. This is a nook in the trunk with the brambles twisting wildly out of it. Reach into the nook. I gotta reach into the nook, man. And a bramble stuck to your hand. I gotta do it. I'm just glad it wasn't an orb of annihilation. More of the spiderweb pattern. This is so clever. Ouch. You found a bramble. These orbs will apply the bramble status to an enemy. While the bramble enemy is unable to move, and enemies that pass the stuck enemy move. This is nice because it's contextualized to whenever that particular like orb comes up. Okay. Let's see if I can get this. Ooh, I can get both of them. I gotta get both these again. There it is. Excellent. Give me that crit. Give me that crit. That was a really big rack. It's nice that the crit stacks. That's a good choice. Games like these are a lot about creating possibilities. I mean, even if you think back to like the Bejeweled or the Candy Crush or whatever, the reason why they feel so good is because they are creating situations for opportunities for your player to create combos and chains of things and being able to create these really good feel experiences. That wasn't so great, but come on, give me a yeah. Fireball. Ball lightning. Ooh, I like that. Yeah, give me that. And that was, I suffered a lot of health that time. Let's go this way. We're 2 away from finding out what the end boss is like. Let me see here. Meh. You round a corner and are faced with an eerie, life-size Peglin statue made entirely out of gold. It is holding a radiant golden orb in its outstretched hand, and though you are wary of the potential risks, you can't help but be tempted by the statue's alluring gleam. Take the golden orb, smash the statue. I love that it says do it, and yet there are 2 very much do it possible things here. I'm going to take the golden orb. Makes all of the gold in my satchel disappear. Ha! Joke's on you. I didn't have any gold. Boss music. Let's go. Give me that bomb. Yep, get bomb. Crit bomb. That thing has a considerable amount of health. My goodness. What is this all about? What are those purple blocks? Uh-oh. 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 He doesn't have a health bar, does he? Or I guess that, maybe that thing on the side there is his health bar. Let's see if I can sneak inside there. Nope. Oh, yes. Nope. Yes. No. Yes. No. No. Yes. Almost there. Ah, missed it. Okay. Let's hit the bomb. And that didn't work. All right. Weak rack attack. Okay. How about we hit bomb again? There's a bomb. Youch. Lightning. Ball lightning. These orbs can pop additional pegs with chain lightning. Also attack an enemy you target on the screen. Target enemy. Click on them. You'll see a target article appear. Best ways to deal with pesky ranged enemies. Sounds like that actually could be very useful in my present circumstance. Oh. I need one of those restoring orb things. Oh, I just need a little bit less. Wow. I'm feeling like I'm in trouble. Oh. I need to hit this. This is gonna be a waste of a turn, but oh, bad news all around. Oh, I didn't quite get that second bomb. All right. Thanks for joining us. Really appreciate it. We'll be wrapping up here in a second. I'm just going to see if I can beat this guy. Ugh. And I do it. I'm gonna go for this instead. Well, that didn't actually do what I was hoping for. Okay, that'll, well. Come on. Boom. Oh, I think I've lost, guys. I don't think I can recover from this. Oh, I got a bomb. That's something. I got a crit and a bomb. Oh, that's it. That's game over. He's gonna hit me and that's it. Oh, and I missed the bomb. There it is. There it is. And it is just over. No ceremony or anything. It was just the end. All right. Well, we're at our 2-hour mark. That wraps up our time together. Dude, this was so much fun. Thank you for the great conversation as we took a deep dive into these pegboard bouncy ball games. It's been a real pleasure. Thanks for everybody coming out and for chatting. If you want to continue the conversation, we have our Discord channel, of course. If you come across any games that you would love for us to talk about, if there's a particular genre or style or mechanic or story or aesthetic that you find really fascinating, love to hear from you, love to get an update. And as always, if you have a game that you would like to show, love to showcase it. So thanks so much. We love doing what we do. Like you all make COGG what it is, and we're glad to be a part of it. So our next event is coming up on, is it Saturday, I believe? Pull up the Discord here. Maybe. Announcements. Is it Saturday? Wes, you're on the chat. Usually last Saturday of the month is our game dev meetup where we talk about presentations and other things. So announcements will be coming on whatever is up next. And yeah, thanks again for all coming out, and we will catch you all next time for a fun month. So yeah, we'll catch you then. Later.